So I felt like at this point I should probably sit down and do a channel trailer. Just lay out what I personally aim to do, what I'm here for, what I'd like to do, what I enjoy doing. You know, a little bit about me. Well, I'm JP. I run Counterpoint. It's currently a solo production. I have absolutely no outside help, and it would be nice to have some, honestly. What I hope to do is to counterpoint many accepted or seemingly accepted ideas and present a counterpoint to what's being presented. I am a devil's advocate type of individual, so I will often find myself arguing for a case that I do not personally believe in, if only because I feel that that is the only way to get to the truth, because elsewise we find ourselves lost in our own biases. Now, I am a fervent believer in free speech. I believe that you have the right to say whatever the fuck you want to whoever the fuck you want. That does not mean that you should be free of consequences, as if you tell your boss to fuck off, you giant cuntwad faggot, then he has a right to fire you because you disrespected him and, well, that's how it is. However, I feel that legal punishment should not be brought about for the presentation of speech outside of the instances in which you have malicious interpretation or false rumors being spread about an individual. Because in those instances, those can actually have very deleterious effects on an individual's life, and they need to be addressed and reprimanded for. Now, I believe that there should be a freedom of ideas and freedom of expression of those ideas. You have a right to say whatever you want to say. You have a right to believe whatever you want to believe. However, you do not have a right to impose that on anyone else. So you can feel free to be a white supremacist until the cows come home. You can be a black supremacist. You could be a Japanese supremacist. You can be any kind of supremacist you want to be. From my perspective, none of that matters. Your ideas will be tested in the free marketplace of ideas, and they will ultimately be judged on their merits, and they will either succeed or fail based on that. To me, that's the ideal. That's what we should all be striving for. I am a firm believer in individualism. I do not believe at all in making broad stroke generalizations, or at least I attempt not to. I will, of course, fail because I'm human, and I will make mistakes in that regard. And if I do, I would greatly appreciate if I'm called out on them, because, again, it is not my intention to misrepresent people or to lump them all together. As for what I want to do, or I guess what I stand for, I am fervently an anti-SJW, and I will always be one. Social justice, the concept of it, is so fucking disgusting to me. And I know there's a number of people that are thinking, oh, won't someone think of the gays? They're not the ones I give a damn about. They're not the ones that I feel are being helped by social justice or anything like that. I don't think social justice helps anybody. You're teaching white people to self-victimize and self-flagellate in order to benefit a certain subset of minority groups for things that have happened that, honestly, none of them are responsible for today. You present a self-victimizing complex for people who may actually need a leg up in some way or another. I honestly couldn't say. But by giving them this victim complex, you are effectively telling them nothing you do matters. And I think that's a disgusting concept. You should always be conscious of your actions and how they may affect yours or someone else's life. You should always be conscious of that. But this social justice it removes responsibility. A black man is not responsible for his actions. He's got that system of oppression it's just keeping him down. But yet you get a man another black man who had similar circumstances, who rises up to power and ends up a multimillionaire. Well, what's the difference between him and him? Is it because one was black and the other one wasn't? Well, no, they're both black. Okay, so what's the deal? Why does one succeed but the other one fails? Because they're human. It's not because there's a system in place keeping them down. It promotes self-victimization. It promotes the removal of self-responsibility. And that is always something I will stand against. Then there's feminism. You have to define things by what they are, not by what they presume themselves to be. With feminism, I honestly don't know if it has actually done any positive good at all. If anything, nowadays we just have misogyny thrown around like it's a 10-cent word or a 5-cent word. We've got sexist as far as everything goes, like, but it's only against women. It's always help our women. It's always, oh, woe is me. Look at us women. We're not nearly as good at X, Y, or Z. And oh help us, oh help us, oh help us. And it's ridiculous. Again, you subvert personal responsibility for an unknown system of nebulous ability and power. And again, I'm just deeply and vehemently opposed to that. Now, this trailer is going on for fucking ever, but hey, that's kind of how my video format is. I kind of ramble a little and hopefully get a point across. But, yeah. I hope you enjoy your time here, and as always, it was my pleasure.